Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to Missouri Mayhem, Mystery, and Murder. I'm Megan.
And I'm Mindy. We are two sisters from the Midwest who can't stop talking about mysteries and murders, especially the ones that hit close to home.
Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of Missouri Mayhem. We are so excited. This is our introduction episode to our new true crime podcast, and we are so excited you're joining us today.
So, just so you know, here's what we will be discussing on today's episode. First of all, you probably want to know a little bit about who we are and why we decided to do this podcast.
Yeah, people out there are like, seriously? I mean,
What are you doing? Say what?
yeah, I've had a few people look at me like, you're starting a
Yeah.
podcast, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we are excited because we're going to be discussing, why we specifically decided to choose true crime, which, I mean, we love it. Who doesn't love it? You obviously have an interest in it too if you're listening. And then we're also going to talk about what you can expect from each episode that we give to you.
Yes, and something that's kind of exciting here is that we also will be including a little teaser about our first 4 episodes. That's right. We have 4 episodes already in the making for you.
Yes, 4 episodes, and we appreciate your input on those that are part of our private Facebook group. We've appreciated that. So, yeah, we're going to wrap up the episode today talking to you about if you like what you hear and you want to stay with us, how you can find us on social media, where you can listen to us. So, yeah, we're excited. We hope you want to be a part of our Missouri Mayhem community. Are we ready to get started then with our introduction podcast?
I suppose.
Here we go.
Okay, well, Mindy, this is Mindy, and I guess I'll go ahead and tell you I'm 53. I'm married to Ross Johnson, and we live in Liberty, Missouri. And I used to be in education, but I'm currently retired. But I do find myself substitute teaching at times, and I enjoy that. Things about me, I love the outdoors. I love going camping. I love riding my side-by-side. I like taking long naps and just loving on my little puppies. My husband and I like to do a lot of traveling, and I like to do crafty things and mostly spend my time with my family and friends. And well, since I'm doing this podcast with my sister, I guess that's a good thing that I like spending time with her.
That is true. We've been realizing and seeing how long and how much work it actually takes to do a podcast.
It is not easy. And can I just say, this is Mindy speaking, that I know nothing about technology or podcasts or anything like that. So this has been like the deaf being able to hear all of a sudden for me, learning all this stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of technology and things, but we're figuring it out. And yeah, we are coming to you live from my closet in Kansas City, by the way. And we've been trying to figure out how to use the microphones for about 30 minutes, and we're like, forget it. So,
okay, tell them about you.
Okay, so about me, I am a little sister. I am 48 years old. I also am an education major occupation. I was in education for about 27 years, and I actually recently retired. And if anybody says retirement is not a good gig, they're lying. So I'm loving retirement, and I have a wonderful family. My husband, he's my high school sweetheart, Terry, and my 2 boys, Spencer and Caden. Spencer is a middle school teacher, and Caden's in college to be a PE teacher, and he's also playing baseball. Just couldn't be prouder of them. And we have 3 dogs and a hamster. And kind of what led us to this podcast journey a little bit, maybe in terms of equipment, at least. The last few months I'm on my 4th book for Amazon Audible as a book narrator. So I had all the equipment, and we're like, you know what? We could also use it to do a podcast.
This is totally her idea, by the way. I was just like, sure.
So anyways, that's a little bit about me.
Okay. All right. Well, that's enough, I guess, about us personally for right now. But if you will stick with our podcast, we'll probably find out much, 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 much more about us. So let's talk about how we came to choose true crime as our podcast.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So why this podcast? So we created Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder, because As sisters, we have always been really drawn to storytelling, mysteries, the what ifs about
Yeah.
things, you know? And
Yes.
so as kids, we did a lot of that kind of storytelling, making up things. And as we've
Mhm.
gotten older, it's become not it's it's now it's nonfiction mysteries, not
Yeah.
fiction things. So yeah, anyways, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah, and just growing up together, we've just really bonded. We used to share our bedroom together, and we would lay there and sing the Brady Bunch and rate each other on a scale of 1 to 10 how great we did. Just stuff like that our whole entire lives. So, yeah, telling stories, some of them true, some of them lies to one another, and
Yes.
but we have found that we have a common connection in true crime, and we both really enjoy doing that together. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a bonding experience.
Yes, absolutely. And it is more about us just being curious. Like, what we found already in the research we've done is that Missouri is chock full of cases, cold cases, disappearances, many cases where supposedly, those who are guilty may be innocent. And, for us, it's isn't about the curiosity. It's about the families, the victims, the communities that are still wanting answers. And
Yeah.
we've already been told, and we haven't even put a case out yet. I've already heard from a couple people saying, here's a case, and I know this family would love for you
Hmm.
to shine a light on that. So that's
Hmm.
super important to us.
Yeah. And just a little fact for you guys. I was doing some research about, murder and mystery in Missouri. And you're probably thinking, how are they going to come up with content? Is there enough murder and mystery in Missouri to have content? And actually, Missouri is rated number 13 from the states. From 1 to 50, we are number 13, having around 500 murders per year. California comes in at first place with over 1,000, and Vermont comes in last place. So there is a lot to discuss about murder and mayhem. Did I say that right?
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Mayhem, tomato, tomato.
Yeah, we might say some words wrong sometimes too.
No judging.
But anyway, yeah, there's a lot to cover here in Missouri.
Absolutely.
And of course, we're sisters. So that means from us listening to us giggle right now, you're going to get honesty and warmth and a little humor along the way. And even though these topics can be super dark and depressing at times, it is important to bring a balance to our podcast and, make it just a little bit, I don't know, enjoyable.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. We are not detectives, lawyers, investigators, although, when you're looking at these cases, you do feel like you're doing a little investigating for sure. But our main thing is we want to be the storytellers. We want to be the relayers of this information to you, just to get that out there, to make sure these cases, we don't forget them, to make sure that we're learning from things that have happened. We want to honor the victims, highlight the unsolved, remind people that the Show Me State is full of real lives and real
Yes.
mysteries that are worth remembering.
Full of them. And, at the end of the day, our podcast, well, it just isn't about crime. It's about connection. It's about remembrance. It's about shining a light where it's most needed. So let's discuss what to expect each week, real quick, on our podcast.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
You
each
get started.
week. So each week on Mondays, starting on
Soon. We'll get to that later. Hey, we're excited. We have one episode here to get to
Yeah.
right now. We're excited about that.
So you can expect a brand new episode every week. We'll take turns with our roles. For instance, one of us will be the narrator, we'll tell the story, and the other one will ask questions, share thoughts, and kind of keep the conversation going.
Yes, awesome. And, we've done a lot of research just the last few weeks about podcasts. And one thing we noticed was that the sweet spot is kind of 45 to 60 minutes. So that's what we're going to plan on doing. We feel like it's long enough that you can get ready in the morning or to put you to bed at night, grocery shopping,
Workouts.
all those things. And so we feel like that's a good amount of time for the episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And we're covering it all, cold cases that, we still are thinking about that have never been solved. We're also going to cover strange disappearances. And most of those leave way more questions than answers.
Yes.
We also are going to do solved cases that have, twists and what have you. But even those situations, you never know where the guilty may not actually be guilty. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure that the people who are innocent are not, you know, found guilty in our podcast.
Yeah, we don't want to forget about
No, we're
them.
not doing that.
Yeah. There's so many cases, more and more where they're going back and looking at those cases and they're saying, wait a second, or getting new trials. So we'll be covering that. Yeah. And really, most importantly, that we just want to constantly remind you is that we are here to share these stories with the utmost respect for the
Mhm.
families, the victims, the communities. So that is at
Yes.
the heart of everything we do.
Yes. And just so you guys understand, we may want to make it perfectly clear that we are not generating an AI report on these cases to just read to you on our podcast. We actually are doing lots of research to get the information that we get. We are
Yes.
definitely not AI generating it.
Absolutely not. I will say some of the photos that I'm using for our cover art are AI generated on Canva. But other than that, it's all us.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the resources that we have at our disposal for this
Okay.
podcast.
Well, of course, you have documentaries, but not all documentaries are completely truthful. Even the Netflix ones, you will find that no matter how professionally they are done, they still don't have
Yeah.
information or it's not true. So, documentaries, shows about them, newspaper articles, other podcasts. We try to go back and look at broadcasts from the time when the incidents happened, police reports. Hopefully, we can do that. We are going to be doing some interviews with perhaps people that knew the victims or loved ones or
Yes.
associated with the case in some in some type of
Manner. Yeah.
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 Um, and something kind of special that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to each location. So, wherever this incident happened at, we will actually go to the location, and they're all in Missouri, so that won't be that hard for us to, go to all those places.
Yeah, and that was definitely one thing we thought about when thinking about what we wanted to highlight in true crime. I mean, there's so many areas that we felt like Missouri, whatever we did, we wanted to give our all to, and Missouri cases were able
Yeah.
to do that for sure.
Yes.
So, yeah, and at the end of each episode, in the description, we'll always list our resources, people we interviewed, magazines, newspapers we've referred to. So just know that will always be there.
And we're also going to list after every episode how if you have information or tips regarding any of these cases, we are going to leave information for you on that podcast so that you can do that.
Absolutely. We'll give you, whatever contact information, police or whatever that might be. So awesome. Okay. So that's kind of a lot of logistical things. Are you ready to talk about some cases?
Sure,
Let's go.
let's talk about the first one we'll be talking about, which is the baby Lisa Irwin case.
Right.
And I will be covering that one. This happened in 2011. Um, and basically what happened is she disappeared from her crib, never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Um,
Crazy.
no, there's a lot of theories, but there's nothing really. Nobody knows where she is to this day. She could be full grown and still alive. We don't know, but it is a very interesting case, and I cannot wait to talk to you about that.
Yeah, that one, it does. You guys will find Mindy's taking the two unsolved to start, and I'll be doing two solved. And so Lisa, baby Lisa has a lot of twists and turns. So just
Yeah, it
remember
does.
remember that. And you guys wanted that to be our first one, and we want that too, but it may take a little more time to research. So we promise it'll be in the first four, but it may not be the very first one. So yeah, that's a very interesting case. I'm going to start off my first case that I'll be narrating takes place in Kearney or took place in Kearney, which is just a little bit north of Kansas City. And for those of you from that area, you probably remember the good old Kearney truck stop or the Kearney truck plaza.
I do because I went there at 3:00 in the morning, maybe 2 times a week?
Yes, it was an awesome place. And so this is back in 2001. And during this time, the owner of the truck stop was just kind of looking around the property and came across a bucket full of cement. And inside there was a skull. And sadly, that skull belonged to Gregory May. And this story pans really about 20 years from the time to when it first came up and then being solved. And so you may be listening right now if you're from this area thinking, oh my gosh, I remember hearing about that, but what happened? So we're going to fill you in on that.
Yeah. And another one of our first 4 cases is going to be that of the Springfield 3 that happened in 1992. And this is quite the story, you guys. So interesting. 3 women just completely vanished off the face of the earth. There are theories, and some which I do not understand. They have not been tried yet.
Right.
The theories have not, but anyway, it's a really interesting case, and we will definitely be going to Springfield for that.
Definitely. Yes. And that happened. What year was that, Mindy?
1992.
That's right. So I graduated from high school in 94.
Yeah.
And you graduated
90.
So this was just right. We 2 of the 3 victims here were high school seniors that had just graduated.
Yes,
So,
yes. And
yeah,
their mother
and their
was
mom.
47 years old. Yes.
So we can relate definitely to that story, and it takes us kind of back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last case in our top 4, this was one that I didn't even know anything about until I started really researching Missouri. Specifically, I was looking for a case that really shocked Kansas City, and this is one of the first ones. It happened back in 1953. And Bobby Greenleaf Jr., he was a 6-year-old boy, and he went to a private school in Kansas City. And sadly, he was kidnapped and killed. And yeah, it's
6 years old.
6 years old. His dad was quite rich. They wanted ransom. It's just this whole story of greed, crime, betrayal. But I had not heard of it before. And so definitely wanted to share that one.
Yeah. So it looks like we have 4 cases, and crazy enough, they all happened in 4 different decades, and all with unanswered questions and heartbreak and mystery, of course. So we can't wait to talk to you about those.
Yes, we can't wait to bring all those to you here every Monday. Right here, Missouri Mayhem, Mystery, and Murder. All right. If you have enjoyed what we've had to say so far, we're going to do a little kind of call to action here at the end. Basically, if you have enjoyed what you've heard here, we'd love for you to follow us on all the different platforms. So, yeah, let's tell you a little bit about that.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to give you a list of platforms so you never have to miss us. You'll never have to miss a Monday without us.
Nice.
And yeah, I know, right? You can find us on Facebook business, right?
We have a business page and we have a private page.
Yes. Instagram, TikTok. We also will be on YouTube. So we're excited about all of those things. And just, we're being pretty
Vulnerable
doing this podcast. So with your comments and things like that, please remember that we have great intentions, and just to be kind to us down below with anything you say. Yes, we are very excited about this, and we hope that you can visit all the platforms and say positive things, and perhaps on those platforms, you can share your thoughts, your theories, suggest another case, or if there's a question about the case that we're posing in the podcast, maybe you know the answer and can help us. So
yes, absolutely. We have so many ways that you can join us on these episodes. So hit follow, subscribe, be part of our conversations, and we cannot wait to dive into Missouri's most mysterious stories.
And I know you're wondering, wondering when are they going to have the first episode? My goodness. So please be patient with us. As we stated earlier, we want Baby Lisa to be our first episode. I don't know if it will actually turn out that way, but we want to.
Right.
And there's a lot of work to do. So we are taking our time to make this absolutely worth your while, and that we can give you all of the correct information possible.
And don't mind the dogs in the background barking.
Sorry about that.
I mean, that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's just how it is. But 100% ditto everything Mindy said. We're just really, really excited and want to do our very best on this podcast. And we just appreciate you listening today. to Missouri Mayhem, Mystery, and Murder. I'm Megan,
I'm Mindy,
and Missouri, you bring the mystery.
and we'll bring the mayhem.
Peace out.
Peace out.